And we're glad to have you here with us on the Retirement Key with financial advisor Abe Abich, founder of Abich Financial Services. I'm Heather Branch here asking Abe a few questions because there are many questions that a lot of us have when it comes to figuring out our retirement plan. So we try to tackle those one podcast at a time. Thank you very much for your help with that, Mr. Abich.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure.
It's the questions. It's not lost on me that you took it to paper and wrote this book.
Yes.
Because of the questions that so many people have. So This book actually just published a few weeks back, The Retirement Mountain, the 7 Steps to a Long-Lasting Retirement Goals for all of us, having a long-lasting, happy, healthy retirement. And you believe that in this book, you've written the 7 steps to help get us there. The idea also, The Retirement Mountain, the notion of that is why. Explain that. Why did you name it that way?
Yeah. So it's our hope that this book can act as a guide, right, with us as the Sherpa and helping people to transition into retirement and then descend down their own retirement mountain safely.
Yeah.
The reason why I wrote the book is because the risks in retirement and coming down your own retirement mountain, descending down to the next 30 to 40 years of your lives, even though you might have a great amount of money saved, there's far more risks, there's far more decisions, there's far more planning that we need to do than when we were 20, 30, 40, and 50. And yet 10,000 people in their 60s are retiring daily the next 7 to 10 years in a row. But over 90% of our industry doesn't help people 55 and older to retire. They're helping Americans to get to retirement, to the top of their own retirement mountain. That's not bad. That's good. They're helping people with investments. Matter of fact, it's in some of the biggest company names in the world, and it's the investment name is in these firms' names, and they're helping people to invest it, to save it, to manage it, to get to their retirement. Then our clients wake up at 50, 60, 65, and they're like, I've got 2, 3, 4 million, $1 million, $5 million. I wonder if that's enough. And I can now take Social Security. I'm 62. I'm only 2 or 3 years away from Medicare. I could take Medicare and hop on government health care. And I'm getting a little tired, and I just had my first grandchild, and I want to spend more time with them, and I want to do more fishing and more golfing and more boating and more traveling, and I'm kind of getting burnt out, and I feel like I've worked a lot. And then they get here to the top of their own retirement, and they're like, wow, but all right, I have this money, but there's all these new decisions that have come down the pike for me or coming down the pike for me.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of advice and guidance out there on it. Less than 10% of our industry helps people in what we call phase 2, helps people 55 to 75 to transition into retirement and descend safely down their own retirement mountain. That's why I wrote the book. And it's one thing to have a big bucket of money. It's another thing to turn that into an actionable income plan that you can enjoy in retirement that has protection wrapped around your life savings as much as possible to protect against all the risks that can mess it up. That's why I wrote the book. And
obviously also wanting to share the knowledge that you have gained yourself through your education and through the working years that you put in to your career thus far. You've learned a lot along the way. So working to share that knowledge, educate folks with the knowledge that you yourself have acquired.
22 years. I've been doing this for 22 years, Heather, and we've helped over 1,200 families to retire with dignity and confidence, and we've met with thousands of families. So we've seen it all. We've seen it all. We've seen the people that are terrible savers. We've seen the people that are fantastic savers. We've seen the people that have more money than they know what they're going to do with. We've seen people that are 60, 65 investing like they were 20. We've seen it all. And, there's very little advice in this phase. And so we hope the book helps a lot of people.
Looking to help you with the information, go to theretirementkey.com, click on the media tab. You see a drop-down option there and click on book, and you will see links. You can buy the book off of Amazon. You can check out a digital copy. If you set an appointment and come in for that appointment, we'll give you a free copy of the book. So lots of ways for you to get this information that we want to share with you. Make sure you have access to. Again, it's theretirementkey.com. Click on the media tab and you'll see that book option there. So continuing this idea about helping folks have more confidence in retirement. This Gallup poll recently revealed a stark difference in retirement confidence between those who are currently retired and those still planning for retirement, Abe, this poll found that 80% of people already retired felt that they will have enough to live comfortably, but that confidence number plummets to around 50% for non-retirees. They're not
Right.
so confident. So thinking about today's retirees and what they are doing right versus those who are still planning for retirement and what we can learn from them. I actually like this article. I love to learn from people's life experience, right? Like, what have you done that has gotten you thus far? Share your knowledge with me. And so that's what we want to do, is talk about lessons from those who are already retired and how we can apply.
I would imagine that 80% of people that have already retired, that they felt they have enough to live on comfortably, that the lion's share of those people have worked with an advisor to help them cross over into retirement successfully, and are continuing to work with an advisor to help them address all of the things in their financial plan, right? To make sure that their life changes keep up with their financial changes. So partnering with a financial advisor, Vanguard actually did a study several years ago about the advantages in hiring a financial advisor. And I would say specifically, if you're 55 and older, which almost all of our clients are, specifically hiring a phase 2 fiduciary retirement planner who tends to work with people only 55 and older is going to be what you're really looking for, because this is a specialty in this type of plan. If you're working with somebody who does college planning and is helping someone in their 20s or 30s, and they're working with you, they're probably not a specialist. They're probably a generalist, right? And the plan is probably not going to be as custom and as precise. And you're probably not going to be working with someone that's as knowledgeable, with someone that only works with people 55 and older every single day, right? It's like the difference between going to a heart surgeon if you have heart problems and going to a foot doctor, right? You're not going to go to the foot doctor if you've got some bad feet for your heart. You're going to go to the specialist, which is where your general practitioner sends you.
Right.
So I would say partnering with an advisor who can specifically help you answer questions, address your fears, be there with you for the long term, that really specializes in this type of work. Some other things I think that can help give people confidence in retirement, Heather: setting realistic spending expectations. So oftentimes we'll have people come in and they'll say, "Yeah, we need $5,000 a month, $8,000 a month," and then when we dig in and have a meeting or so, they'll come back and say, "You know what? We looked through our budget, and it's really 10,000, 12,000."
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you that a huge part of the plan a retirement planner puts together for you is going to be based on what you're spending. And so you've got to have a tight control, or really good knowledge as to what you're spending, and don't fluff that number, because the retirement planner is putting together a retirement income plan, a roadmap based on what you need and want in your bank account every month in retirement. So set realistic expectations. Be very honest and truthful with the person you're working with. That's really going to help you out. You have to diversify your investments and your accounts. Most people have all their eggs in the stock and bond basket. This is what got them to the point where they could actually consider retiring, right? Pedal to the metal, full gas, all stocks, a little bit of bonds, taking on a lot of risk. Well, the markets have hit all-time highs, and you probably have all-time high values in your accounts too, and that's wonderful. I love seeing my accounts go up. I love seeing our clients' accounts go up. It's a very nice thing. But at the point of retirement, I'm talking 5 years or less away from full retirement, or in that first 5 to 10 years of retirement. So important that you have a moat around your castle, that you've got a lot of principal protection built in to help get money and income out of your life savings when the markets are down, and to help build in this layer of protection around your life savings when the markets are falling. Because if you don't, you're going to enjoy most of the ups of the markets, and you're going to enjoy most of the downs. You're not going to enjoy the downs, but you're going to be hating the downs if you're down 20% or more. Preparing for those risks. It's not just market drops and market volatility, but really this book was written. The main reason is to help pre-retirees and retirees protect against all the risks that can mess up a great savings plan. So in addition to market volatility and markets ups and downs, you've got many other risks: tax risks, healthcare risk, longevity risk, living too long, inflation risk. the risk of making the wrong decision on Social Security or a pension, all kinds of risks that you need to prepare for, sequence risk. And so you want to put together a plan with an advisor or a retirement planner that's monitored typically several times a year.
Yep.
That's constantly making sure you're addressing those risks so you're not caught off guard.
Sure.
Sequence risk, as an example, we talk about it oftentimes. The risk to any retiree that when they're withdrawing money out of their portfolio, that the markets are down at the same time. But guess what? Most people haven't experienced that in a long time because the markets haven't been down except for 2022. Prior to 2022, it was 2008. So, right, a lot of people haven't experienced that in the last 15, 16 years. Finally, Heather, I would finish by saying you want to dream big. And your lifestyle plan.
We like that, yeah.
Yeah, your lifestyle plan is just as important, if not more important, than your actual retirement plan. So I'll ask people in our first couple meetings, why are you here? Right? They're going to give me all the reasons why they're here. What are you going to do with all your time? What do you want to accomplish? What's on your bucket list? Where have you traveled? Where have you not traveled to that you want to travel? How are you going to spend all this time? Are you spoiling the grandkids? What are you going to do? Do you have a plan? And so I would encourage people continue to dream big and think about everything they want to accomplish in retirement. Live a retirement with purpose, with dignity, with confidence. Get all that stuff on paper. Don't stop dreaming because you've got typically that go-go years, that you've got about 10, 15 years probably where you can really get after it up until probably 70, somewhere between 70 to 80, depending on who you are, you're going to start slowing down. So in your 60s and early 70s, don't stop dreaming. Write down what you want to do and get after it and do everything you've ever dreamed of, because the last thing you want, Heather, and anyone watching right now, is to be any age, 75, 80, 82, 85, and wish you would have done something.
Yeah.
So the financial retirement plan is so important, but that lifestyle plan, put it together. We've got worksheets and different things like that to help get your thoughts down on paper, really accomplish. That's what retirement is really all about. How can you take this big bucket of money that you just worked for the last 30 to 40 years to get to and turn it into an actionable plan that's going to help you accomplish everything you want to accomplish in retirement?
Let's get after it. I like the way you just said that. We got to get after it.
Time flies. Time flies the older and older you get.
And we worked so hard to get to this point where we have finally saved, and we
don't settle.
Don't settle. Make
sure
buy
that first class seat. Buy that first class seat. Trust me, once you buy a first class seat, you'll never want to sit in economy again.
But
Treat
let's make
yourself.
sure that first class seats work for your plan, because maybe coach seats are just fine, and that will get you to your goals for the years ahead. These are all the things that are involved with the planning process. Talking to Abe and his team at Abich Financial Services. The retirementkey.com is, again, where you can go to get started on that conversation, to learn more about the book and ways to get a copy yourself. As I said before, coming in for an appointment, we will give you a free copy of the book that way as well. We also have links posted in the show notes. You can click there for more information. Or again, it's theretirementkey.com.